Okay. Um, let's check. Let's check the microphone. Let's see that everything's working the way it should. Oh snap! I forgot to update some stuff on YouTube and Facebook. Let's fix that. Good eve, Dice friends. Let's dive into news from the past week about the 2019 Ennies winners. Mm, uh, New Worlds and OGL for Genesys. And what else? Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Copy, paste, let's update. Hopefully that updates on YouTube as well as Facebook. Even though we've already hit stream. Hope that works. Actually, I don't have to hope. I can just check. Let's go on to Facebook. See if the text is correct for Dicecast. No, it's wrong. So I'm gonna end the stream here and then jump right back in. Okay, so we're back, and hopefully this time with the correct stuff. Um, let's see, Dicecast. I'm just gonna delete the old video, actually. All right, so we're gonna go Facebook. Yeah, delete this from the page. The old one, yes. Delete from page, and then I guess I don't know. Like I'll have JP delete the other one from YouTube. But yeah, so I think we're all set. Just gonna wait until 7:30. Yes. Delete from right. Audio seems to be okay. Um, let's see over on Twitch. I think we're good to go on Twitch. YouTube should be fine as well. Ooh, YouTube is still sending data. Oh no. Uh-oh. Does that mean... Yeah, I think we aren't live on YouTube just yet. Yikes. That could be a problem. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Check our messenger apps. See what's going on. Okay, I think we're just about good to go. Okay. Announcements are up on Discord and everywhere else. Notifications, I mean. So, yeah, pretty much good to go. So, I'm gonna go ahead and play that intro. And let's get started. Okay, good evening, everybody, and we're back for another week of Table Talk. I believe JP got the stream this morning. I think he played a little Vagante too, judging by the categories that were left behind on Restream. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Um, I got to I got to say hi a bit in chat early on in today's afternoon stream, and hopefully, yeah, everything went smoothly from there. So today we are tonight we have a bunch of topics from around the rest of the tabletop gaming world for all of y'all's. This noon, earlier this noon, JP covered mostly like D&D centric stuff, and um, so now it's more or less the turn of the rest of the tabletop gaming family. So, what was fast? Welcome to the stream, Santagoy. Thank you for tuning in. What was fast? The start? Like, did we jump right in? um. Anyway, while we're waiting for chat to catch up, yes. So we are gonna do some housekeeping first. So started the stream. Oh, cool. Yeah, we started on time. For once, right? So pleasant surprise there. We're off to a good start. Yeah, housekeeping. So this we have three. Well, we have 3 weeks to go until Gamers and GM's Session Zero, which is an event that will be highlighting local game creators and designers. Is this a new mic? No, this has been my mic since I started streaming um, from last November. This is what I've been using. So yeah, not nothing new. Why does it sound new? Have I done something? Have I accidentally stumbled upon like an amazing new configuration for our sound? If so, then awesome. Hey Don, welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. I think Sin is also tuned in over on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in. Hello everyone. So yeah, back to session zero. This happens in 3 weeks. It's on August 25th. Um, at Green Sun Makati. We'll have more on that later, but the reason this relates to housekeeping is because very soon, specifically this Saturday, we will be having the first of our um, of our game designer roundtable discussions with a lot of most of the participants of that event of session zero. So you can expect yeah some hopefully like some in-depth discussion into like what they've gone through as designers, their experience as designers, specifically here in the Philippines as local designers. The what what was great about it, what was challenging about it, and yeah, we're all hoping for a fruitful and enlightening discussion. So we hope you tune in. It'll be this Saturday from in the afternoon. We will be putting up some official announcements on our page, on our pages and social media. So stay tuned for that. I'm just putting the materials together because yeah, it's taking a while. So we do apologize for that, but yeah, stay tuned and we will have some announcements up soon. Yeah, early in the week. Let's see what other housekeeping things do we got to handle. Well, yeah, the week after, also on Saturday, so that's the 17th, we'll be having the second of our roundtable discussions. And the week after that, of course, is session zero itself on the 25th at Green Sun, and we will be there. Dicecast will have a table. We will be streaming the talks, perhaps even the floor, where the whole thing is taking place. And yeah, hopefully you can drop by, tune in, or even if you're at the event, come by and say hi. And yeah, awesome. So, first Serpent Sundays at Buku Buku were a success according to Santagoy. In case you missed last week's stream, Serpent Sundays are Buku Buku cafes, um, like a D&D beginners course, right? Beginners sessions. And it's so awesome to hear that you guys have gotten off to a great start. All the tables were filled. That is great. Good on you, Santagoy. Good, and to everyone who participated. Congratulations on a great start to spreading the love of the hobby over down south, south of Metro Manila. That is so that's so good to hear. Um, did you see anyone like from our dice friends over at Serpent Sundays over at Buku Buku? I think a couple of people expressed interest last time. What other stuff? I guess okay, life updates. So the reason I've been so busy is because um I've switched jobs. So yeah, like I mean most of you know this. I'm no longer home based. I'm now working in an office, which is both a blessing and a curse. Like honestly, it gets lonely working at home in the night shift. So no one's awake, no one's up to keep you company. You're just plodding along online with your productivity tracker, and all that. So I'm kind of relieved to be working in an office again. Like I didn't think I would miss it, but I guess I do miss the social aspect of having coworkers, like face to face coworkers, taking breaks with people, talking about stuff that isn't necessarily this is gonna sound weird, like talking about stuff that aren't necessarily my interests. It's nice. It's kind of nice. Um, but yeah, um, I've been. Oh, no one. Aw. No, I mean like, yeah. I guess I mean I don't expect anyone to really mention Dicecast. I mean, honestly, we're still kind of small. We're not kind of. We're still really small. It's a small operation, but it would have been cool, yeah, if anyone mentioned Dicecast or heard about it through the show. So, yeah, our reach, not that far yet, but hopefully we'll get there someday. But yeah, I was saying like I think Artificity was expressing interest in dropping by like one of the Serpent Sundays. I was just wondering if you guys did manage to meet up yesterday. But if not, that's cool. Like there's a lot more Sundays to go, right? Um what else? So yeah, new job. Um I have got a pretty sweet schedule. So I'm not technically like night shift. I just start a lot earlier than y'all. Oh yeah, Artificity was one of the DMs. That's right. I forgot about that. How did how did his table go? I know I said I was hoping I could visit, but um yeah, it's a bit of a long drive. I do want to um one of these days, and that might happen depending on some things lining up. I might be able to drop by on a Sunday. Hopefully I'll let you guys know if it does seem to be coming together, because my wife is looking for a folding bike, and one of on the secondhand market, one of the items that we're really seriously looking at is down south in Parañaque. So we might hit two birds with one stone one Sunday, and yeah, drop by a Serpent Sunday at Buku Buku. So we'll see. I'll let you know. Um, yeah, well, she's got eyeing um a folding bike. I've gone ahead because my place of work, I live in Marikina and I'm working now in Eastwood. It's really close by, close enough that it doesn't make sense for me to bring a car and pay for gas, pay for parking. So I've gone ahead and bought myself an electric kick scooter. It's like literally one of those scooters that you know, you stand upright on, not the scooter that's like a light motorcycle. But yeah, one of those scooters that you stand up on. But this one has an electric motor. It's pretty handy. I've been practicing since the end of last week, going around the area, getting on Katipunan, doing some errands with it, and it's been pretty sweet. Um, so I'm looking forward to bringing it to work the very first time, like later at 5 a.m. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, it's not raining. Um, yeah. How are you guys doing? Like, um, aside from Serpent Sundays, yeah. How are you guys doing? Oh yeah, I've been continuing running that D&D Fifth Ed campaign, for some musician friends, and the I mean, it's probably not like the most original idea, but the funniest, like it's pretty funny that in we have established in our version of Faerun that much like in the NBA, towns will kind of sponsor an adventuring party as like a team. So they are the Parnast Chicago Bulls now, and I'm kind of looking forward to building on the idea and populating the rest of the Forgotten Realms and its sounds with their respective um, adventuring party teams. We'll see how that goes. It's just a bit of a fun idea we had over the weekend. What else? If there's yeah, we should just go ahead and jump in and get on to our first topic, which is how many people are playing D&D compared to other tabletop RPGs. So why don't you shoot me a ratio in chat or a percentage? Let's see if you guys get it right. This one is on Polygon by Charlie Hall, and let's see what he had to say. Despite its huge cultural footprint, pen and paper role playing games are a relatively tiny part of the larger tabletop games industry. Oh, he did. Okay. I thought I guess yeah, it falls into the D&D spectrum. So, I'm curious. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. I do want to see like what the numbers are. So, wow. Okay, 50%. That's kind of impressive. I'm also kind of surprised that Star Wars is such a low number on this. But yeah, D&D 5e is 50%. Uncategorized are almost 15. And we've got Call of Cthulhu, any edition, is the third most popular. Pathfinder's in fourth place. People still play D&D 3.5 apparently. Okay. So I guess D&D overall is like what? Wait, let's bring out the calculator. Uh, 51.87 plus 1.57. Yeah, that's it for D&D. So D&D is as a whole 53.44%, and everything else that is what remains like the 46.60 point 56 are yeah are just all the other games, with I think with Cthulhu being the most like the biggest IP after. Throw a rock somewhere and the game will pop up because it's the doormat of the yeah, it is the gateway drug. For better or for worse, I'm not saying that D&D 5e is bad, but for better or for worse, it is the gateway to a lot of to to role RPGs in general, more often than not. It's lonely in this chat here. Yeah, it's just you and me, man. I mean, let's treasure this time together. Uncategorized games, I have a feeling would be I think Fate falls in there. Yeah, Fate, Powered by the Apocalypse. I think generally anything that doesn't really have a iconic like IP behind it, because Cthulhu, Lovecraft, that's pretty iconic. I can understand why they'd give it its own category. Star Wars 2, yeah, Shadowrun, and World of Darkness, Warhammer. So yeah, I think Powered by the Apocalypse, Fate, what else? Probably the Year Zero stuff. Maybe L5R falls under there too, uncategorized. I don't know, but yeah, it's the next biggest slice of the pie. I'm surprised that Star Wars any edition has such a low number, actually, and like WOD is pretty much it's more than double the number of Star Wars players. What's interesting about this year's numbers growth is the growth of Call of Cthulhu games. Yeah, that is true. If we like, we're gonna check out the Ennies 2019 Ennies winners later, and you're gonna see there's lots of momentum for Call of Cthulhu. On Roll 20, I think it's virtually the same, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's virtually the same. And categorized category, that's where the majority of your smaller independently produced RPGs are going to live. That landscape represents much of the creative growth and churn that makes tabletop RPGs so interesting to play and follow. Okay. So I guess we can look forward to another report like this next year. So, we can compare the numbers or something. Is this the first year that they've done this? Yeah, small indies. That is where the creativity is at, according to this article. I'd be inclined to agree. Yeah, I mean that's where people push the boundaries, try new things, and it's nice to see that. Yeah, I mean, cause Path. I mean, don't. I'm not hating on Pathfinder, but Pathfinder is practically D&D, like, isn't it? I'm not trying to be incendiary. Like but it's literally like you know, it's a first cousin, if not a sibling. Yeah, let's hear from the Facebook chat. If anyone, um, oh hey Edwina, thank you for tuning in. Aw, support from me spouse. Um, yeah, let's see what the comments say. Comment section. Is there a comment section on this article? Did anyone share their thoughts? Loading comments. There we go. These stats are for people playing online using their service. Only applies to Roll20. There's no way to know who is actually playing. I buy all the 5th edition books, but I only play 1st edition. Wow. This dude has stuck to 1st ed AD&D. That's pretty hardcore and not online. So even if you count all the sales, you just don't know. Interesting article nonetheless. I like the first response. Like, why bother buying 5th ed books if you play 1st ed? And it's true. Like sometimes you get stuff. I mean, it's the same. I think even if it's not D&D, like you just get the books. You hope that you're gonna play them. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you're not so lucky. Like they just sit on the shelf, taking up space. 5e is great if you want to run a story focused game with simpler slash faster combat rules. 3.0 and point 0.5, and then Pathfinder were so slow in comparison. Too many systems, too many rules. Mid to high level gameplay would take 46 hours. What I could achieve in 2 or 3 with 5th ed. I guess what this comment is saying is that the popularity is well deserved. like it being 51% of the pie. Um, it's largely because the newest edition of D&D just makes things so much easier for the DM and the players. Like, I mean, and like Santago, you would know this because you're running a beginners, uh, begin D&D beginners like Sunday series at Buku Buku. But like I had a couple of new players to D&D also join like the game that I run on the weekends, and it's easier than ever to like get people on board, to orient them with what it means to play a character in an RPG with D&D 5th Ed. I'm not um compared to at least the other D&D games, the previous D&D versions of D&D. Um there I think, there are a lot of other RPGs out there that are not D&D that I would say do a uh as good as, if not a better job as 5th edition. But like as far as D&D goes, like 5th edition has been the best in terms of to getting new people in. Yeah, it's not the easiest. Yeah. So yeah, that sums it up. 5th Ed is not the easiest of D&D editions. It's the easiest of D&D editions for sure, but it's not the easiest of RPGs to get a hang of. Like yeah, Tales from the Loop is a super easy RPG to get into. Um, I would say in terms of rules, like the original L5R, L5R first edition is also one of the easiest RPGs to get the hang of. Yeah. So anyone still using AD&D is out of their damn mind. I was glad to ditch that shit system in my teens. Seriously, from a combat gameplay perspective, it is boring as sin unless you play the spellcaster. Fighters and thieves and so on could only do one thing, which was to attack. That is true. No special abilities like feats, and all they could do was perform basic attacks. A thief could sometimes sneak attack, but generally only once per battle and only if they weren't detected in the first place. Yes, I kind of agree with that. Like, yeah, like you're able to get so much more variety at the table thanks to the way Fifth Ed is constructed these days. But yeah, earlier today was the D&D stream. So, why don't we, and you did mention that JP already covered this article earlier today. So why don't we venture into everything that is not D&D and check out the winners of the 2019 Ennies winners. So these are, um, yeah, it's just obviously from enroll.org. And let's take a look at who won on the night of, I guess, August 2nd at Gen Con in Indianapolis. So let's see who this year's winners are. And in case this hasn't included you in yet, Cthulhu won big this year. Just saying. Lots of grognards still love AD&D 2E. Wow. Okay. Them fighting words now. Honestly, just kidding. But um, could be nostalgia, right? I mean, I got introduced to D&D with second edition, AD&D second edition. So, but yeah, it's not something I would run. um, so you can let's browse over. I'm gonna scroll really slowly down this page. You guys can read along. I'm gonna call out some notable things that I like. Best in cartography, Forbidden Lands from Free League Publishing or Free League. Very awesome. Best aid and accessory, non-digital, Masks of Nyarlathotep, gamer prop set. Best production values, Forbidden Lands. Best art and cover, best cover art rather, Call of Cthulhu, Terror Australis second edition. Best art interior is RuneQuest, role playing in Glorantha slipcase. Best organized play, Cypher Play Numenara season 18. I didn't know Numenera had organized play. Wow. Silver, Minsk and Boo's Guide to Stuff and Things. Best family game slash product, Kids on Bikes, the alternative to Tales from the Loop. Best layout and design, the Simbroom Monster Codex, also by Free League Publishing. Best electronic book, Sly Flourishes, The Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master. Seriously, if you haven't read this book and you have trouble prepping for your sessions, if you're like either like a super busy DM or GM and wants to you want to kind of streamline your prep sessions, your prep time, or if you are just a busy with everything else and you're just struggling to fit RPGs, tabletop RPGs into your schedule, this is the book for you. I have a digital copy of it, and I haven't read it cover to cover, but it has a lot of great advice for helping you stay on track and just be efficient. It's not really about being lazy. It's about making the most of your time and um not overshooting the runway in terms of prep, because as any, not even veteran, but just any DM with a couple, a handful of games under their belt will know. Maybe even just more than one game under their belt will know. It's easy to over prepare and to feel like you've wasted hours of prep because the players didn't, stay on follow your cues, do what you thought they were gonna do and stuff. Um, that is one of the things that this book, uh, The Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master, helps with. So check it out. Okay, let's go on with the scroll. Best free game, Iron Sworn. You can check it out. It's by Sean Tompkin. Best adventure, Masks of Nyarlathotep by Chaosium Inc. Best rules are the Call of Cthulhu starter set, followed right by Forbidden Lands. Um, Best monster slash adversary, Sandy Peterson's Call of Cthulhu Mythos for 5th Ed. Ooh, I want to check that out. I wonder if there's like a preview on drive through. There probably is. I will probably check that out after the stream. Um, let's see. Best RPG rated product. Dark Adventure Radio Theater, Masks of Nyarlathotep, and Miskatonic University Restricted Collection. Both Cthulhu related. Wow. Like I said, lots of Cthulhu stuff in this year's Ennies. Best setting, The Fall of Delta Green, followed by The Call of Cthulhu, Terra Australis. No, Australis second edition. Best in writing is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Core Rulebook by Cubicle 7. Interesting. Best game is Mothership, a player survival guide. Tuesday night games. I think this is the one we covered last week, wasn't it? Yes, it was. We covered this last week. It's the sci-fi horror RPG one. We kind of had a look at the PDF, and it's the one where you noticed like um the lack of a GM section. But yeah, I mean the rules were looked pretty good. I was just wondering where the GM advice and structure, like advice on structuring campaigns was. But yeah, I mean, okay, best game. I guess you can play it right out of the box. Must have missed it somewhere. And finally, the product of the year is um, Masks of Nyarlathotep, the gamer prop set. And follow runner up for that is Forbidden Lands by Free Ligan. And fans' choice best publisher for this year's Ennies, are Chaosium Inc. So it's the first comment has it right, as close to a clean sweep as you can get for Cthulhu. So congratulations to all the Cthulhu fans out there. You must be mighty proud. And Cthulhu is clean sweeping, and no one is mind-numbingly terrified. Yeah. More power to your cult, Chaosium Inc. Good job. Um, Yeah. I am also glad to see a lot of free league publishing games in there. Forbidden Lands is an excellent product, tabletop RPG product. I do recommend you all check it out. It is a Year Zero engine game, and I haven't read it from cover to cover, but from what I've read so far, it's it's really good, and I would love to incorporate a lot of what I've been seeing in it in my own fifth ed game that I DM for some friends. So yeah, check it out. Check it out. Lots of good stuff in Forbidden Lands. Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. For the winners of the 2019 Ennies. So props to all the Cthulhu stuff that won this year. Let's go on to something uh to another upcoming game that may just win the Ennies when it comes out, whenever it does come out, for the Ennies of its year. We have an Adventure Zone game coming up, ladies and gents. Oh, before I forget, I am going to put all the links up in one go. Hey, Reve is listening in the car. Oh, well, thank you for tuning in. Drive safely. I won't say anything too outrageous, so for your safety on the road. I'm gonna be posting all the links in our respective chats. Where I should put this. I should actually put this in the descriptions for Facebook and YouTube, because those are what matter anyway, right? Instead of just bombing the chat room whenever we post a link. I'm gonna do that on Facebook. Yikes. Okay, well, okay, that looks better. And I'm going to do it really quickly um, on YouTube and Twitch, and you guys can read along if you like. Um, Actually, I'm just gonna do it on Twitch. So here we go. Real quickly. Okay, now that we're done, bombing the chats with links, we can get on with stream and with our lives. Let me just set up the TV for Naomi. Hang on, real quick. I will be right back. I'm not that and disturbing. Okay. Okay. Where were we? Okay. Let's get back to it. Um yeah. So the Adventure Zone RPG. This is going to be work made by Together Studios along with the McElroys, and they have announced on their blog. Let me zoom in for those of you reading at home. Oh, wrong window. There we go. The bot name? What bot? So, Together Studios is excited to share that they are developing a tabletop game along with the McElroys, based on their popular podcast and New York Times #1 selling graphic novels, The Adventure Zone. The game is still in development, so they're staying hush on details for now, but you can join their mailing list below, over here, if you follow the link. You can join their mailing list and follow them on Twitter and Instagram so you don't miss out on the pre-order announcement in the late fall. So not too long from now, I'm guessing. Um, they are avid listeners of the McElroy podcasts, and they've been listening to the Adventure Zone since they went on their 7-week road trip and have been hooked since. So if anyone listening is going to be at Gen Con, they would love to meet Adventure Zone fans, the Adventure Zone fans. They've made free badge banners to give away at their booth, Together Studios, booth number 2650. So uh, could be a clue to something, to the game, or maybe they just look cool. So either way, they Together Studios say that they are free, shiny, and limited in supply. So just one per person, unless you have an Adventure Zone tattoo or are in Adventure Zone cosplay, because commitment should be rewarded. So yeah, check them out. If you follow the link, you will get to the chance to sign up for their newsletter. Um, just put your first name, last name, and email address, and also you will have links to their Twitter and Instagram, which you will check out really quickly. So this is Together Studios over on Twitter. You can see here a small map of where they will be. Just look for the icon with like a unicycle, or what do you call this? Like the bicycle with like the big front wheel and the tiny rear wheel. And with a big wheel replaced by AD20. Yeah, if you are going to Gen Con. And this is their Instagram. Pretty nifty. So, yes, for those of us who aren't going to Gen Con, um, man, when will I wonder, JP, since you're listening, like, would you ever fund sending someone from Dicecast to Gen Con? Just out of curiosity. And while I wait for you to answer that, there are other games also. If I know JP is crazy about the Adventure Zone, I, on the other hand, am crazy about high school sports anime. And so this next one is of particular interest to me. This is by Story Brewers Role Playing. And dude, anything that lets me recreate the magic of Slam Dunk, Haikyuu, what else? Even, Subasa is of real interest to me. I someone over on Philippine Tabletop RPGs shared this, and I commented that this is it. This is the RPG that is going to end me, because goddamn. Uh, oh, she didn't hear me. She's too busy watching Barbie, so it's all good. Um, but yeah, this is an RPG called Fight with Spirit. It's a high school sports RPG. It's a collaborative role playing game about a high school sports team growing up together and fighting for their passion. It sounds so simple, but I'm already getting chills just from reading that very basic, very, very like basic blurb. Like, it's already everything I want in a high school sports RPG. So let's you can join in for playtesting and launch notifications just by leaving your first name and your email and clicking on send over by following the links that we just posted. So let's go on with this passion, friendship, and victory. Fight with Spirit is an in development tabletop role playing game about a high school sports team. It's built to tell stories like those in sports anime such as Free, Haikyuu, and Shihayafuru, as well as high school movies like Bring It On and Remember the Titans. Oh my, one of Keanu Reeves. I don't know. It's either you love him in this movie or it's one of the more forgettable movies of Keanu, but very relevant given the recent Keanu sans. It's a game about honing your skills, facing down rivals, and striving to take your school to the national championships. Inter High. But it is also a game about friendship, feelings, and the difficulties of growing up. I wonder if you get to play, supporting characters like who are not in the team, like what, like Haruko in Slam Dunk, or um, oh my God, what's her name in Haikyuu? But yeah, the coach, that geeky nerdy coach in Haikyuu is just as important to the show as the players. So this is a card-based RPG. Okay, so this is a card-based RPG for 3 to 6 players, including a GM. And in this game, you will play your way through a series of episodes that make up a tournament season. Your relationships, abilities, and motivations will change and grow as you train, learn, and finally battle it out in the high school championships. Your team will win ultimate victory, or they will find defeat. But it is love, hope, and passion that are the real stakes of your journey. As you grow up together, and share the moments until high school ends. Who will you play? Okay, so your character in Fighted Spirit is made up of 4 parts. Each has a unique deck of cards that will depend on their personality and playstyle. So you come up also with your school. So choose your school as a team. Each school has its own history, problems, and unique team abilities. Are you a fallen powerhouse or defending champions? Your motivation. So like in terms of slam dunk, right? You could play Shohoku, fallen powerhouse, or no. Oh yeah, have they ever been a powerhouse? No, they've never been a powerhouse. They've just always had a good coach, Anzai, who has just never had the players, I guess, um to reach the nationals, right? Or are you defending champions? So you could also play a team like what, like Kainan or Shoyo, the ones who are, um, yeah, the existing powers in the local region. Okay, so oh, that's a bug on my screen. Goodbye, get away. Okay, your motivation. Everyone plays for a reason. Your motivation tells you who you are, why you play, and what unanswered questions burn in your mind. Your relationships, the strengths of your team will determine your outcome, but other people in your life are important too. Friends, rivals, family, they can all help you grow or hold you back. Your fighting style, everyone plays their sport a different way. Your fighting style determines your approach in a match. Each style has opportunities and downsides. So, they've already mentioned that they are working on a Kickstarter. So they're still developing and playtesting the game. Hopefully, they will come up with a version to share with everybody early next year. In the meantime, sign up above so you can playtest and stay in touch. I've already signed up for this. I am excited, for them to hopefully, like, I do get to playtest something because I'm gonna have so much feedback to offer. Um, yeah, I'm excited about this project. So, man, I'm ready. I'm ready. Like, what sport would be, like, obviously I could do basketball since I've like basketball is the sport I've played the most. I could probably also do football. like association football or soccer. Um, Maybe baseball too. I've I was varsity baseball when I was in grade school. So I do, but it's been a while, but I still kind of remember how that works. But yeah, that is it for Fight with Spirit. So hopefully you guys are as excited as I am about this, or someone else is. Yes, there we go. Yay! Thank you for keeping me company, Santagoy. Thank you so much. Um, let's go ahead on to our next topic. So, if um, if you guys love D&D, um, hopefully, hopefully. Oh, just eating. So chat is slowing down. No, bon appetit. I hope you're having a good dinner. If you guys are into D&D and you're passionate about it, like perhaps your favorite, your alma mater sports team, then you might be worried or you might be interested to know that its biggest competitor, Pathfinder, is coming into its own with a new release, its second edition. So according to Polygon, Charlie Hall again, um, this new Pathfinder is a refined pen and paper RPG for those who crave tactics. So let's check out what he had to say. JP covered that too. Okay, we're just gonna skip ahead then to the things that I noted um, about this, just to share my thoughts. Right. So in Pathfinder Second Edition, um, it's got a more refined, unlike D&D, where you can theater of the mind combat. That's not something you can quite do in Pathfinder Second Edition. In fact, the article says that um, while it doesn't mean that storytelling takes a back seat to combat, it does take a lot longer to clear out a dungeon than in Fifth Ed D&D. But it's not a bug; it's a feature. That's because it does tend to cater to that side of, or to those who prefer, like I guess those who prefer tactics games like FF Tactics, Ogre Tactics, um, XCOM. Like if you're looking for that kind of action in your in your tabletop, uh, in your tabletop in your tabletop games, RPGs, then this is probably more in your wheelhouse. So you can see here, um, it's broken down into single action, two action activity, three action activity, reactions, and free actions. So um, it looks like the action economy has been simplified. It's no longer like an action, then a move action, bonus action. I mean, I'm just talking about Fifth Ed here. I don't know how Pathfinder exactly does actions. I think it has standard. I think Pathfinder First Edition, since it's from 3.5, would still have like standard actions, full round actions, and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, Second Edition has streamlined this, making it simpler than ever before, which is interesting. I would love to have a peek at this rule book and see it for myself. Let me adjust something real quick. There we go. Because part of the screen wasn't visible. Okay. So, Pathfinder characters can now only perform three actions on their turn. Those actions might include drawing a sword, casting a spell, or yelling something to someone in your party. Everything you do in combat has a cost in actions, and every cost for every action is clearly explained. As a result, Pathfinder 2nd Edition feels unified and complete, rather than a hodgepodge of errata and exceptions that accumulated for its previous iteration. Okay. It's also apparently very well designed, good layouting. Um, Graphics that would be relegated to a sidebar or a tiny bespoke graphic and other game systems get entire pages with elaborate diagrams and drawings. So it's that kind of attention to detail, coupled with the repetition within the text itself, that makes a true reference that makes it a true reference document. Cool. Of special note is the core rulebook's appendix, which includes a combination of glossary and index that also makes reference to the action economy in a clear and concise way. Front to back, the whole thing is well organized and thoughtfully designed with the intention of speeding up play. I'd pay real money for a version of Wizards of the Coast's recent player's handbook laid out in a similar way. Oh, cool. Okay. Um, nice. So, for the source book, it's apparently it'll cost just shy of $60. So that's in US dollars, 59.99. Though one complaint of the author is that um, it feels flimsy, even if it's hardbound, lays perfectly flat on the table. And yeah, it feels like, according to the author, one could easily break both the front and back covers over their knee at the same time. Okay. So he's a bit disappointed about that. What is not disappointing though is the depth and breadth of the character customization options available inside. Um, it's effectively one extra source book's worth of material bundled in there in a standard player's handbook. So there are 6 ancestries, 12 fully playable character classes, which include multiple variants as well. That's an awful lot of content for what amounts to a starter set. This core rulebook all but guarantees that your party will have its own unique flavor from day one, even if multiple characters share the same combat role. What else? What else? Pathfinder Second Edition is a strong product that, while unlikely to knock D&D off of its perch, nonetheless helps flesh out the landscape for fans of pen and paper gaming. Cool. There's a lot more you can learn about Pathfinder Second Ed over at Paizo's website, which I will link in chat. Here you guys go. Um, this includes information on where to find copies and everything you need to get started. Uh, Physical copies of the Pathfinder Core Rulebook Second Edition go on sale via Amazon starting Thursday. Whoa, when was this? The first. So I think that's already available. Yeah, okay. So as well as at friendly local game stores around the world and at the Paizo booth at Gen Con in Indianapolis. Digital versions will also be available. And if you're on Roll20, you'll be happy to know that um, it supports the game on release as well, on the same release date as the as Amazon as well. There you go. Let's see if there are any comments, notable comments. No, no. Oh, there we go. So positive feedback right off the bat. Changes from the 2A playtest are great and much appreciated. Mm, let's see what else. D&D 3.0 and point 0.5 are certainly bloated, but is anything in them are oblique and unintuitive as tackle. Okay. Let's see. Sounds like 4th edition D&D, which is funny because Pathfinder was created because Paizo didn't like what Wizards was doing to D&D with 4th edition. Oh my god, you're more right than you may know. The irony. I was part of a playtesting group that completely rejected the new edition. In my opinion, for reasons similar to the reasons that they rejected D&D 4.0. People who play Pathfinder are, by definition, people who didn't enjoy massive changes to their favorite version of a tabletop RPG. It'll be interesting to see if their market expands, which it has to in order for Paizo to survive, or if they'll just lose their existing customers. Okay. yeah, like Eric did mention this last week when we were talking about Pathfinder. So like if yeah, he did kind of predict this behavior from Paizo's fan base or player base, because they were reactionaries to what Wizards did with with D&D 4, and that's why they went and made Pathfinder, because they loved the 3.5 rules that much. So yeah, for example, this commenter says that I'm not sure if simpler was something Pathfinder players were really after. If you wanted simpler, Fifth Ed D&D Fifth Ed was perfect. Complex but far easier and faster to understand and run than Pathfinder, and just as well supported. Um, Pathfinder filled a great market niche that sort of doesn't exist anymore. They exist because Wizards of the Coast didn't understand what their customers, or rather, that niche existed because Wizards didn't understand what their customers wanted 10 years ago. Now, Paizo is trying to create a new niche, and it remains to be seen how that will turn out. Okay. I had to kind of laugh at the action economy being exactly identical to fourth eds, D&D fourth eds. But yeah, I actually liked fourth just like this guy, so that's a fun little bit of irony there. Yeah, I swear, if D&D, if the fourth ed rules came out as something other than D&D, yeah, it wouldn't have gotten the backlash that it did. Uh, this guy has it right. With the right branding, lots of folks are now on board. I mean, to be fair, I don't think I haven't read the second edition rulebook yet. This just makes me even more curious about it. So hopefully, I can find like a more detailed review of Pathfinder Second Ed soon, and yeah, compare it to, like, dig out my old fourth ed D&D fourth edition's uh, rules references, and just see how similar the two really are. All right, let's check out another bit of news that's got me like quite a bit more excited than this. I like Pathfinder mostly because I'm enjoying the video game Pathfinder Kingmaker, but this one is something, a bit of news that does have me excited, because I do like Genesis. I do like I don't care that they have proprietary dice. In fact, in my opinion, it's one of the best examples of well executed. For handing this over, I should be cleaning this up. Thank you for reminding me. What's what? What's on screen, or what Naomi handed over to me? Mm-hmm. So yeah, while waiting for chat to catch up, I am excited about Genesis because as I was saying earlier, um, I think it's a well-made product. I think it's a great example of an RPG that uses proprietary dice, or non-numeric dice. Because yeah, it does open up. It's not at all confusing to use. In fact, uh, just you know uh, with multiple axes at work in one die roll, it does tend to streamline things and open up the possibilities and the imagination when you're playing a Genesis or something similar. Because I have the beginner's game for Star Wars, Fantasy Flight Star Wars, Edge of the Empire. So I have a set of dice. They're virtually identical to the Genesis dice anyway. Same rule set, more or less. And whenever I've run it for people who are new to RPGs, who've never, like to whom a set of polyhedral dice seem just as alien as a set of Star Wars or Genesis dice, it's you know it's it's always gone well. So I do applaud it for that. It's been quick for them to grasp like how to add together, advantage and uh what's it called? Not opportunity. Yeah, advantage and disadvantage and boosts and setbacks, right? Yeah, saying there's no PDF. Honestly, like a lot of what I've got is just based on the um the Star Wars games, which is pretty much Genesis overall. Um but yeah, like with this announcement, like there's gonna be a lot more. There's a lot more to choose from. That's coming out soon. So without further ado, let's get into this announcement from Fantasy Flight Games about Genesis Foundry. So in the Genesis role-playing system, creativity is limitless. Gaming groups all over the world have told their own stories and designed their own adventures in a sandbox with no limits. And now it's easier than ever to share those creations with the Genesis community. Hang on. Okay. FFG is proud to announce the Genesis Foundry, a bastion of resources for the Genesis RPG created by you, the player. Hosted on drivethrurpg.com, the Foundry allows you to purchase and sell player created resources for Genesis and can be found here. Let's have a peek. While that loads, in the Genesis Foundry, you'll find a wide variety of downloadable products ranging from new gear and player options to GM support and adventures. As a creator, you can set any price you want, including free or pay what you want, and it's all up to you. We're here to help you make decisions available to the entire Genesis community, according to FFG. Let me send you the link. There you go. Resending it across all chats. So this is what it looks like on Drive to RPG, Genesis Foundry. Let's zoom in a bit. There you go. You've got a bunch of titles. Rather, here, Foundry titles. Yeah, these are the Genesis titles, and these are the Foundry titles. Um, there is a PDF of Genesis on Drive to RPG, just to correct everybody. So you can see it here, Genesis Core Rulebook. It's a watermark PDF available for 19.95. Um, you can see here a bunch of the Foundry titles. Yeah, you see some free stuff like the unofficial character sheets. You see some setting source books, Genesis Adventure for Android, and the mini campaign for Android. Nice. An unarmed combat supplement for Genesis. There you go. Mini module. All right. Let's go back to the article. So what can you find? You can find new encounters and adventures, tips for running games, basically a whole economy of stuff for Genesis, from supplements to adventures to articles. Some products use the Terranoth or Android settings, while others can be used in almost any kind of game. Um, Genesis is all about creating your own worlds, so you'll find a fantastic collection of creator-owned settings here. These all use the Genesys rules, and you can easily use them with your own gaming group. If you're somehow if you're looking for something new for your group or even ideas for expanding on, uh, the Foundry is perfect for you. So some things that you can already find in the Foundry that are being featured here are Something Strange, which is a modern horror setting that lets players take on the roles of vampires, werewolves, or the humans that hunt them. Ooh, let's open that up on drive-through. It is available for $10. Brain Drain is an up-and-coming megacorp Nero new. It's about an up-and-coming. Oh, it's an Android setting game. Is this an adventure or a campaign? Mini campaign. It's an adventure. There is Familiar, which is a new uh, fantasy setting where players take on the roles of familiars in a human world for $5. Let's check this one. Starcana. Okay. So travel to the interstellar nations of known space. Yada yada yada. All right. So a custom sci-fi like space opera setting with an adventure to boot. Everything new is old. You have Ready Fight, an unarmed combat supplement that provides archetype, career, and talent support for characters who want to be pugilists or martial artists. You have a new campaign setting called Inquisition. It's a medieval low fantasy world where the Church of the Creator is hunting down witches. You have Headdress Shard, a three-part adventure series set in the realms of Terranoth. You have a new species that you can insert to your campaign, um, which are an animal hybrid, the Anthrochimerics. Sounds like Animorphs, but okay. Um, Instant Adversaries, which is a quick creation tool for minions, rivals, and nemesis, and their vehicles that you can so you can whip them up on the fly during the game, right then and there when you need them. What else? This is a weird setting. Power of the Vril. It's an adventure where you join a daring commando raid that blows open a new weird front in the war. The war may soon be over, but the battle with arcane forces is just beginning. Cool. So yeah, this is just the start. You can assume that lots more content will player made will be making its way soon to Genesis, Genesis Foundry rather. And so if you want to create your own content, this is essentially yes the OGL, the Open Gaming License for the Genesis rule set. So you can check this out. They do have their content guidelines up here. It looks pretty similar to what you'd see in other OGLs like Year Zero and D&D. So and they have advice even for how to price your product on Drive-Thru RPG, which is really really pretty cool of them. So yeah, check it out. Check out the legalese to make sure if you're interested in making stuff for Genesis, do check this out just to make sure that you aren't crossing any lines you shouldn't cross. But yeah, so yeah, the power to create is in your hands. Explore the Foundry to improve your games of Genesis or create your own content for the community. The choice is yours. Either way, Genesis will never be the same again. Share your creations with the world in the Genesis Foundry found on Drive-Thru RPG. So there you go. Genesis fans, including myself, new toys to play with, and yeah, a new marketplace for us to explore. So all good news there. Um, well, we've breezed through the topics. pretty quickly. We're way ahead of schedule, around an hour ahead. Um, so let's go ahead and check out the last thing on the docket for us tonight, which is Gamers and GM Session 0. It's just a few weeks away. They've already released the table assignments for game designers, creators, and so on who will be present at the event. So again, this will be at the Green Sun Hotel on August 25th. Green Sun is along, I think it's called Chino Roces Extension. No, Pasok Tama Extension? I'm not sure. Let's see. There, Chino Roces Avenue Extension, 1231 in Makati. So this is on August 25th. That's a Sunday. Let's check out this image. And you can see there, got a bunch of, these are where the doors are. You've got Soma Bistro and cocktails. I guess that's where the food is. Registration to your left upon entry. And then, yeah, Dicecast will be over to the right. What other notables are there? We'll be right next to Sword Queen Games. So come by and say hi. You've got Tabletop PH, like right when you enter through the doors. So go on and say hi to them. They make wonderful, wonderful uh all this tabletop live streams. Yeah. So check them out. Tabletop PH on Facebook. Shout out to Paul Gabat and the Greasy Snitches who have been running recently their own like D&D campaign over on Tabletop PH. Paul Gabat was our special guest for the Dudes versus Cancer live stream we did with Tailspire around a month ago. And yeah, who else do we have here? Let's see if we see any familiar faces, familiar names. And this is pretty small. There we go. And blurry. We've got Dewata ng Manila there. Hello, Sin. We've got, who else is around here? Anyway, yeah, lots of tables. It's pretty much full. They've pretty much booked all the tables already, except for just one. Table 36 over there in the corner. No one wanted that one. So yeah, try opening the image in a new tab. That is a good suggestion. I wonder. Oh no, it's really quite low res. But yes, can I rotate this? Am I going to be able to rotate this? No, I will not. Oh well. Anyway, um, yeah, that's pretty much it for the announcement. Let's see what else is on Gamers and GMs. So yeah, they posted that this is the floor plan uh, of the exhibit space at Green Sun, so you can check out the booths. Um, and yes, so if you're ever posting about Session 0, uh, don't forget to use the hashtags Session 0, Gamers and GMs, especially, and RPGC, Tabletop Philippines, and of course Green Sun, because they are the gracious what hosts of the venue or providers of the venue. So, right, we hope to see everyone there. Um, get to meet more of you, get to know you guys. So if you've listened to our shows, watched our live streams, whether they're actual play ones or table talk or Vidge Vences, yeah, please do come by and say hi. And that's it. That's actually it for our topics today. We've gone through them really quickly. we're done quite early. Um, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about over in chat? I'm gonna check out some more of this Genesis stuff while you guys think it over. Where is it? Foundry. Oh, I guess it's just yeah down this page. There we go. Not that's fine too. Like we can just shoot the breeze for a bit, maybe until 9 p.m. and then yeah, call it a night. Um, it's raining again over here, which is not a good sign for tomorrow morning. When I was hoping to finally like ride my electric kick scooter to work. Let's hear from the Facebook chat. I think no one's watching on Facebook at this point. Yeah, 0 viewers on Facebook and 2 on Twitch. So it's a quiet night tonight on our streams. So, but it was so I'm glad to see you guys still like really um tuning in during the lunchtime, the noontime streams with JP. So it's good to see. It's good to see that you guys are are still enjoying that time slot. Maybe everyone's stuck in traffic. Possibly, I'd feel really bad for anyone still stuck in traffic at almost 9 o'clock. My heart goes out to you. Hey Don, thank you for still being tuned in on Facebook. Glad to know. I'm not sorry if I didn't spot you there. Like I'm not seeing any stats that actually tell me like who's watching over on Facebook. And on restream, it did say 0, but now it's back up to 2. So I don't know how that works. Maybe it's an active window kind of thing. So if you were listening passively, um, that's probably why I didn't know. But thank you for sticking around. I'm glad you're still here in chat. Um, are all of you gonna be at session 0? I'm just asking. No pressure if you can't make it. I just want to know like who I can look forward to seeing over there. Let's get a head count from those of you tuned in. Santagoy, that's an affirmative from Santagoy. I'm guessing you were there in the booth that I posted. What booth? The booth layout. Oh, sweet. Let's find you there. So let's see. It's so hard because it's like all on the side. You have Megalodon, Tavern, the Tavern, 2 tables for the Tavern, Briarwood, Crafts, Swiss Adventures, 2 up from Tabletop PH. Ah, there you are, Santagoy, our very own Santagoy. His name's right there. I'll be seeing you, buddy. We have Christina. We have Project Adhana. DM Paul. There we go. I can't read this. Ututoy? Aru... Arururin? Okay. We have... Chi... Shugenja? Shugenja Games? Interesting. I'll probably swing by that table just to know what that's about. I'm a big L5R fan, and I've only ever encountered, Shigenja in L5R. So probably, maybe, hopefully, a gamer after my own heart. Um, there's Natural 20 right next to Santagoy. Cool. Wild Magic over there. Nosficatu, that's BJ Resho. Um, very, very like prominent and active member of the local tabletop community. We have John Irwin Kasha. Nice. Um, Irwin, I've gamed with a couple of times. Tams games. Hey, Meepling is also making an appearance there. Nice. Two people from the south are here. Egan Ignacio has his OSR game to represent. Ooh, what's his OSR game about? Is it like a classic dungeon delve thing, or is it like OSR principles applied to like a different setting or genre, fictional setting or genre? Read that. That's too blurry. Momentos over here, right in the middle. Nice spot. Exploration and classic dungeon delve. Nice. We'll check it out. Which table is he at? Or this is it his own name too? Sword Prince here. There it is. Egan Ignacio over on table 28. That can't read that. Oh no no no! We're next to Sword Queen games, so I think that's Jammy. I think if I recall correct. And we're sandwiched between Sword Queen and Race Publishing and Printing. You're going, Dawn. Nice. I'll see. I'll see you there again. I've met Dawn once before at one of the TTRPG brunches, and but I haven't met Tago yet, so that'll be a nice treat at session 0. So finally, like I'm gonna get to meet some of you guys. It'll be a nice, yeah. It'll be good to put faces to the names. Let's see. So yeah, like that's pretty much we're 7 minutes to 9. Yeah, South X North meetup. A crossing of the streams now. A yeah, it's always nice. It's nice to have these events. Always good to, you know, to mingle with the larger community. I had before tabletop and before like going, covering these events and stuff. I had no idea, honestly, that there was um a larger like organized tabletop RPG community in in our country. Um, I mean, I had an inkling about Adventures League, and I thought that was it. But that was like the tip of the iceberg, and it's not. Yeah, even a tangent, even because like yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome thing to discover. Cross the streams. Okay. Hey, I'm excited. I'm pumped. I can't wait for this weekend. Can't wait to do the roundtable discussion with the game design with quite a few of the game designers who will be participating at session 0. Would love to hear their thoughts and ideas. Right? It's pretty exciting. Yeah. Hopefully, I learned something because I mean, hopefully, like if they do this again next year, hopefully I'm gonna have be able to put out my own contribution, my own little RPG. You're running Dark Sun? Like, have they adapted it to Fifth Ed, or are you like adapting it? Is this gonna be your own adaptation of Dark Sun for, um, yeah, for the newest edition of D&D? I only have a passing knowledge of Dark Sun, if I'm honest. I played the classic like CRPG, like the color, like it was like the old gold box games, but this one was colored. You've been scouring the internet for adaptations. Cool, I'm sure. Like, you know what? I'm curious. Spelljammer. Let's see what people have made. Let's see what people have made for Spelljammer. Ooh. There are some rules converting Spelljammer ships. Okay. Apparently, it's impossible to Spelljam to 5e. Why is that? Spelljam to Dark Sun. Oh yeah, to their crystal sphere. Yeah, it's like cut off, right? I forget why, but I think it has to do with the way magic works in Dark Sun. The Grey has cut off Athos to the rest of the okay to the rest of the spheres, the planes. Yeah, so you can't even travel like planar travel. Like dimension, not dimension door, but yeah, you can travel through the planes like to get to Dark Sun. It's completely isolated. Interesting. There are some Spelljammer rules already. Hmm. Whoa, this dude even brought the old school art, the classic Spelljammer art with him. This PDF. You can only travel to the elemental planes. Dark Sun is completely isolated from everything else. It's that bleak, and you're running it in 5e, so it'll be a bit more heroic. So, good luck. Good luck. One of my favorite things to do in Dark Sun was to play. I loved um, being able to play Thrycreen, and I don't. It's very hazy because I was a kid when this game came out, but in that CRPG, let's Dark Sun RPG. Shattered Lands? Yeah, okay, Dark Sun Shattered Lands. Um yeah, this is the game I played. I'm gonna show you guys the video. Oh my god, this is bringing back so many memories. But yeah, I would usually do Thrycreen. Um I don't recall exactly, but I think they were a bit OP. Man, Slads. Yeah, this is the first time I came across uh Slads ever in a game. They're scary. They're pretty tough. They could get pretty tough. There you go. Cycreen. Cycreen look fun. Yeah, I guess so. I don't think I've ever actually like played a striking character like in tabletop. Even though I think you could, it is easy to kind of just play as them in Spelljammer. That's not the way I went. There are striking ships in Spelljammer too. Uh, what's it called? The Leaf Ship. There you go. Is there a picture? Nah. Yeah, I thought so. They have awesome weapons. Yeah, the boomerang kind of thing that returns, and that spear. Man, how far, you know, TRPGs have come. This is what exploring a dungeon looked like before. Oh my gosh. Tower, yeah, you did mention Tower of Time. I didn't get to check it out yet. Um, but wow, this is gonna be a lot to read. I'm gonna bookmark these because I do want to see if I can do Spelljammer. I just might launch the players in my current D&D campaign into space if I can get a good handle of these. Mm, have they done this in? Yeah, it's still in hexes, so I would still need a hex grid for this adaptation anyway. Mm, let's see. What about for this one? Would grids work with this one? Uh, let's see. Space. Ship combat. Let's see. Ship combat. There you go. Ooh. This one's a bit of a modern take on ship combat. So they seem to implement something similar to Stars Without Number, where you're kind of, yeah, you have roles, and then you can also, like, each role can affect the other roles on the other crew roles. Interesting. So how are you finding Tower of Time? Very good. Let's. Why don't we pull up uh, the Steam page just so we know everyone knows what you're talking about. Very good. Can be interesting. Pretty challenging in great ways. Okay. I'm gonna play it without sound. I want to see what it is about. Will this play in the browser? I guess not. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, let's see some gameplay. Okay, a lot like what's this game I'm thinking of? Like Torchlight? Looks like Torchlight quite a bit. It's a tactical dungeon crawler. Okay. Does it break down into like a turn-based combat mode with a grid? You know, when combat starts? Is that how it works? Puzzles too, I'm guessing? Real time is pause. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so you've got like effect arcs and stuff like that. Timers. Can you adapt your tactic? How much is this? This is 60% off currently. Ends in three and just under 4 hours. Okay. Right now it's 219, 220 pesos. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. Is this the real deal? It's not early access. It's like the full game. Oh yeah, it is. Let's look at gameplay features. Engaging epic story. Tactical real-time combat with pause or slow time. RPG light and permanent modes. Is this a tactical RPG? But is it also a rogue like, or is it all set? Is everything set? Uh, 7 classes, skill system, gestures. Okay, draw some of the skills as you want. Interesting. It's a set campaign. Okay. Gravity manipulation, leap large distances to scatter your enemies or draw them in. Rich equipment system. Okay. 50 bosses. Nice. A lot. That's a lot. 5 difficulty levels, including epic. Combat mode, multiple combat modes. Interesting. What are the different combat modes? Like what, usually you have like combat and exploration and stuff, and as the modules of a game, and dialogue, trading. So what's multiple combat modes? What's that about? If you don't mind, Tagoy. Travel through handcrafted levels that have been carefully assigned to challenge you. New progression system, unique party alignment system, combat challenges to test your tactical and party building skills, crafting, enchanting, and legendary items. Combat has different ways to spice it up. There's Oh, so they're more like different combat situations, like a template, like a situation template. So yeah, swarm is, I guess you're being like charged. Yeah, swarm mode. You're being charged. Like God, what game am I thinking of? Okay, yeah, different combat scenarios. Okay, cool. Upgradable city. Okay, I'm guessing this is the titular Tower of Time, which you upgrade. Let's see the reviews. TLDR, Diablo like sci-fi fantasy. Sci-fi. Action RPG with tactical combat, played in real time with slow and pause, with a big hard on for all things loot and equipment. Alright. Very light story. Okay. 10 tower levels and one city screen UI. Okay. Interesting. I'll probably check this out. Like hopefully the sale, even at full price, like 550. That's not that steep, I think, for a game like this. I wonder how long the campaign mode is, but it doesn't seem like a bad price for what this game. I mean, it looks pretty polished. So yeah. Um, Trade off for great gameplay. I guess sometimes, you know, you that is a trade off that developers have to make. But other times, like you get a great mix. Um, like Baldur's Gate 2. There was no trade off at the time. It was a mix of both great story, great gameplay. I would say Divinity Original Sin 2 also doesn't have that trade off. It's only a 10-man team apparently. Wow. Okay. Probably gonna wait um until I have enough funds cleared up. But then again, I don't know. I'm sure this game is awesome. I just realized though that I there are a couple of things, a couple of tabletop RPGs that I've been keeping an eye on that I might want to buy in the near future. So I might hold up on this. Now you're excited about Dark Sun? Yeah. I hope you pull it off, man. I hope you pull it off. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Um, with that being said, yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. Yeah, Naomi's here. I think she's been sent to pull me back. Pull me back to the bedroom so I can get rest, some rest before starting work early tomorrow. Shift starts at 5 a.m. So I do need to get some sleep um, shortly. I still have to eat dinner too. So I'll call it a night here. I want to say thank you to Santagoy for keeping me company all throughout the stream over on Twitch chat. Thank you so much. Reveus, JP was also listening in the car. Don Corpus, thank you for tuning in on Facebook. Also to Sin for tuning in on Facebook. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to this weekend when, again, we do have the first of our whatchamacallits, our roundtable discussions with the game designers who will be showing up at Gamers and GMs Session 0. So join us on Saturday. That's in the afternoon. Stay tuned to our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for announcements um, about yeah about Saturday and who will be joining us on stream. So yes, that's it for tonight. This has been Mark, and yeah, thanks everyone. I will see you guys around. Hopefully on Wednesday, barring any other you know emergencies or things that pop up. I will be seeing you guys on Wednesday. If JP's here with me, we will do Baldur's Gate. If not, I am keen to continue with my Pathfinder campaign with the turn-based setup. So good night, everyone. I will play you out with our intro slash outro. See you around. Yeah, keep it rolling.